Good afternoon, a beautiful afternoon are we in Pinecrest?
It's where the rich people live.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. This is after of the AGM for Miami Tridents. We are here with Mr. José. Now I blanked out.
Bermudez.
Bermudez, I don't know why. And Oli, and I totally forgot your last name, of course.
Hiya.
Hiya, it was so easy. Yeah. So José is the president, re-elected, correct?
Unfortunately, yes. I got another 2-year sentence.
2 years?
Two-year sentence. I'm very happy.
You must have dirt on these guys that they keep re-electing you, huh?
You know what?
You probably keep compromise.
Once they realize the job that it takes, not a lot of people jump at the opportunity.
Yeah, no, of course.
It's a great title, but not a great job.
And Oli, you're going to be assisting Dimitri, which is the hardest coach ever to get a hold of. I was hoping to get him today, but he ran away earlier, right?
He's actually very secretive, but yeah. So I'll be assistant coach.
So I guess we're going to work with you throughout the season. Screw Dimitri, you know.
His publicist is a lot nicer than Dimitri's,
good.
You know. So.
He's like the Wizard of Oz.
So let's just start with you, José. How did the AGM go?
Oh, absolutely great. Honestly, it is my favorite day of the year.
Really?
Besides April 15th, where I don't pay taxes. But it's great to see a lot of young guys coming into the team. Very excited about getting to know the culture. We had some very good recruiting time over the summer. So it's a good opportunity for them to meet some of the old boys and really see what Trident Rugby is all about. So this AGM went great. We have 2 new officers coming into the club and with a lot of great ideas.
Who are they?
We have a gentleman from Felipe Slavic who's going to be our incoming vice president, and we have a medium-sized Pat Smith. He has a twin his twin is Skinny Pat, and he's medium-sized Pat. He used to be Big Pat, but he's lost weight.
You guys getting ready for apparently in rugby, huh?
So absolutely. So medium-sized Pat is going to be our social chair.
Oh, the twins,
and that's going to be great. Yeah, no, Connie's back there. You know, he's doing his thing. So we love the twins. We love multiplying personalities, and we're very happy. So it was a good AGM, and we're very excited about the hard work that's gone into planning this season, and we talked a little bit about the friendlies, which I want to say thank you to everybody watching. I know there's a lot of collegiate teams that we have already agreed on some friendlies, and also Miami and Naples will be playing in the preseason. So it's great. It's great to feel this energy and be ready, especially after COVID, to be playing rugby again.
I guess because of COVID, it seems like different this year, right? Even if COVID has gone nowhere, to be honest, right? But we're sort of pretending it's different.
But by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, this is actually 6 feet apart.
Yeah,
it's just that guys, donate to the website so he could get cameras that could reflect the distance accordingly. This is actually 6 feet apart.
I need a larger cable.
You know, but we're honestly, I think all throughout Florida, teams are ready, teams are engaged, and that's the most important thing. I don't think we were there last year. We had some folks that were, hesitating
on the sidelines.
On the side, we had players that were hesitating, but I think this is going to be the first season that we're fully back.
How's the team looking? You guys have not started practicing, right?
Yeah,
not yet, or a little bit.
Yeah, Charlie. So we've kept up over the summer. So a lot of the boys playing sevens. A lot of respect goes out to the Florida Sevens circuit. I think that's really well managed. It gives players a really nice idea to. A nice motivation to continue to get fit and to develop the game over the summer. So we've had a lot of players that have been playing for the Stormers, for example. We've also been running touch sessions in Miami on Wednesday nights. That's been really interesting for us. You get a whole different group of players that you would do if you sort of just put it out there for 15s. So we're getting a lot of players from out of town who just want to sort of come in and run around with the ball. It's actually a really good recruiting tool for us, that Sevens Wednesday night session in Miami.
So the serious stuff is starting now.
Serious stuff starts in October 5th is when we start training. We discussed this at the AGM today about a whole host of fixtures that Jose referred to. So things really start getting motoring from the 4th of October.
And this year, I have noticed, just looking at the people who are here, very young team, right?
Is it a young team, or you just think that we're getting older?
No, you guys, of course, but you're not playing. So I'm looking at the guys who are playing, and it seems like a pretty young team.
Yeah, it's a very good point. So what we're really privileged with and what we benefit from is some really good club links in and around Miami. So Key Biscayne Rats, for example, are an absolute factory of really well coached and well drilled kids. They're coming through the ranks and they're really learning the game. So we've picked up some really nice players from Key Biscayne. And then also some of the colleges. So today you would have noticed that we'd had some FSU players here. We've got players from other universities, FIU for example. It's a nice balance of youth coming through the ranks in Florida.
What do you think about the season? The season is going to be more or less the same as it was last year, apparently. Are you guys happy with that, or were you expecting anything?
You know,
different?
I think, and we had a semi AGM last weekend where we discussed some of those issues. But I think it's very important not to have any change or shock to the system. Look, it was something that we're comfortable while COVID was happening, and I think in now this rebuilding season, I think it's important for Florida Rugby to stay consistent and not make any drastic changes, because I think there's a lot of clubs out there. I mean, we're usually we're very open to traveling, we're very open to more games, but I understand, and through my conversations with a lot of club presidents, they're not able to do so. So we are understanding and we're accepting of that, and if it takes a lot more friendlies and to subsidize that void. I personally think that we should be playing a lot more games, and we should be a lot more competitive throughout the state, not just play in a regional aspect, because a lot of times it's
out of the state.
Out of the state is absolutely, but sometimes I hate to be that the only time that we see Naples is in the finals.
Oh, okay.
And you know, they're a great team. They're a great team, and I think if we see them 2 times a year, it's going to be a lot more competitive game, and it gives a lot more opportunity for our players to develop and play and offer a better rugby experience.
You raised an interesting point there, Charlie, because I think there's a lot of Florida teams that would benefit from travelling out of the state to test themselves and play high-level rugby, and also show off the standard of rugby that's in Florida.
You've been involved with USA South, which is another level, so you probably can see the importance of that, of teams or players being able to play in another environment, right?
Absolutely. There's been actually a lot of emphasis on, certainly for USA South, in sort of picking up a lot of players from around sort of the Georgia area, Mississippi area, for example, and even further north, where actually we've got a really good skill set here in Florida. It's about mobilizing those players and getting them into that environment. I think we're moving in the right direction, Florida Rugby collectively together. There's a lot of really good cohesion. I'm going to reference an event that Rugby ATL had down here in Weston recently. They held a training camp, a player ID talent camp. I think it was a really good example of how Florida can sort of mobilize its best players into that. So as an example, you know, you had myself, you had José there, you had Steve from Boca Raton there, you had Gavin from Okapi. These are all key important figures in Florida Rugby, and the players came with them. So I think directly out of that camp, we've had a number of players signed up for 404 Rugby in Atlanta, mobilizing them to go on to better things. So I think it shows that we do have the talent here, and it's all about the cohesion that we get together to show that talent off.
Coming back to Florida, last year with this new format in which we are mixing D3 and D2 teams, one thing that we were able to see that there is not really too much difference, because some of the D3 teams would beat D2 teams fair and square. I'm just thinking, wouldn't we should be going to like a system where D2 and D3 is just one division? And so that way we have a longer season. Probably we have to break it up, in the fall and spring, and play like a 12 game.
I honestly think that Evan has a very difficult match, and I know,
for sure.
And Ian in putting together some of these schedules and merging some of these conferences in order to make the best possible time. Like we forgoed in our Division 4 team, we offered a Division 4, but we're not participating in the playoffs because a lot of folks are saying that you can load up the team. Division 4 is great for player development.
Yeah.
It should not be a championship division. But Division 2 and 3, I think it might be interesting to have maybe somewhat of a relegation system where guys come up and go down. But we've had some very good matches against some D3 teams, but they're not D3 teams. They're just teams that choose to be in the D3 schedule, but play at a D2 level. So I think teams need to be a little bit more honest where their abilities are, and actually try to fall in line with their respective divisions.
I don't think there's... is that recording there? Okay, just in case. I haven't seen the specifications of a D2 team and a D3 team. What makes a team a D2 or D3?
I think unwillingness to travel.
Well, if it's a travel thing, yeah, okay. But as far as play, we've seen that, the D3 teams are as good or bad as the D2 ones.
Yeah. I think what you're looking for here, Charlie, is consistency. So Fort Lauderdale is a really good example. They're historically a very strong team. They played some good rugby. They were a challenge for anyone who played them, but they didn't have the consistency of the player numbers and the infrastructure in place to offer the opposition. In that case, then a club like that, there's an argument that they're maybe more suited for that D3 or D4 area, based on just consistency alone.
That's a good point, yeah.
And then if you contrast that with something like SoFlo, for example, South Florida, they're getting the numbers. Maybe the standard's not at that level of Fort Lauderdale, but they're getting the consistency and they're getting the numbers. So you want a consistent team that can consistently offer that opposition.
I think that definitely the D4 thing that has grown is a good thing, because it allows us to have all these players playing. That if
but I think one of the things that we faced in the last season is the fact that some of the D4 teams were not ready for competitive play, and even some of the refs said, "Look, let's go into uncontested scrums and slow down the game." So the fact that you're awarding a trophy for a developmental thing, I think it's not necessarily sending the right message.
We love giving out trophies, so
we love receiving them.
Look, the Tridents are selling some trophies, so if you guys want them, they're available on eBay. You can pick one up.
So I don't know if you want to call it right now. Are you guys going to win it again?
Oh, you know what? We're gonna. Of course we are.
Okay,
come on.
I'm going to tell you this.
Come on, Charlie.
I'm a big fan of all the clubs, okay? I'm close to Tridents for many reasons, but I wish you luck, but not so much, okay? I would not mind seeing some other team winning, just for a change, okay? And 5 is a nice number, so you can just keep the 5.
Nice try,
right? 5 is, 5, la manita.
But honestly,
keep that, and then let somebody else,
Honestly,
hold dead hands.
And Charlie and Oliver has been part of this.
It's boring, man. It's
run.
like the All Blacks. Come on, you have to lose now and then.
It hasn't been boring, and honestly, a lot of respect to some of the teams that we participated against. I mean, Boca Raton, Naples, Tampa.
Games. Yeah,
I mean, they've always been very, very tight games. And honestly, I know those guys. Every time we face them, they're hungry for it. They want it. And you know what? I know it may seem boring for the Tridents to win 5 times in a row, but if you're at those games, it's never boring because those guys give their hearts out. So huge respect to those teams, and they've never made it easy for us. I know that they know that we haven't made it easy for them. So I think the competitive level is great, and we'll continue to offer that. And if there's a team out there that will give more than us, you know what? That's rugby, and we'll welcome it, but we're going to get a 6th championship.
Okay. Well,
listen, Charlie, we said this today at the AGM. nothing comes for free, and the last 5 years, by every means, haven't come for free at all. People have put the work in,
absolutely,
and we've needed to put the work in to overcome some really competitive teams there that Jose mentioned. So we said this at the AGM. It's by no means a completed feat. And it's all up in the air, and we have a lot of work to do to get to that level. But by all means, we really are focusing on getting a 6th.
I know for a fact that also when a team succeeds on the field, most likely you're doing some good stuff off the field, right? Among your club, your officers, that type of work, something well is being done, and that sort of reflects on the team. The one thing you just have to improve is putting the damn post on the try line, okay? that would be the icing on the cake, okay? If I may suggest anything.
No, and certainly, Charlie, you and I have had many conversations about some of the efforts into bringing a rugby-specific pitch to Miami, and one that we could share with other clubs as well. I think it would be
Do you
great.
have it? Did you get it?
So the Tridents came pretty close to it. We had a pitch over west of Marlin Stadium that we were getting ready for, but we shared it with the Marlins, so it was a little bit difficult. So we had to let go of it.
It's really hard.
But we're currently negotiating on 2 different options.
Good.
But it really is, you know, those small things, the rugby-specific post. It will come as the attention grows in Florida rugby, and I think we're heading in that direction. We're hearing rumors about Major League Rugby coming to South Florida, and that's exciting. And hopefully they bring in, you know, clinics and developmental leagues associated with them, and we're welcoming of that. But I know here at the Tridents, it's been our focus to bring that specific pitch, and we're probably about 2 years away. And when it does, you know, listen, I look forward to bringing the Key Rats out there. I have a wonderful relationship with those guys. They're lovely, and we'd love to have their high school team play with at our pitch. And it could be something that we share in the community, and it could be something that we could invite the Southern Conference Finals to South Florida, where we actually have a decent airport, and we don't have to travel, you know, 12 hours by bus to get there. So.
Okay, well, that's good news. Hey guys, thank you for the invite. Really nice event. We have a guy. Live music is pretty good also. Great food, of course. You're gonna see, you have already seen, because I'm gonna post them in the background. That parrilla you have over there,
no, but I think more importantly, I think we should thank Charlie and Ross for all the work that they do.
Screw Ross.
To bring in. Ross is not here, but I mean, like he's trying to land airplanes.
To the 305. He hates the 305.
But honestly, you know, the work that you do in keeping clubs informed, and the travel and the effort that you put, you know, we're very lucky to have you.
Thank you.
We're very lucky to have this channel to communicate with other teams. Some say he's just doing it for the free churrasco, but I know that this man has rugby at heart, and you know, Charlie, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do.
Listen, thank you very much.
Charlie, it's a pleasure.
We're going to be seeing you guys around.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to the new season for sure.
Maybe it's a 6. How are you going to call it? Because La Manito was really nice, very cute. Now 6, I don't know.
We're going to think of
the sexy 6.
Okay.
The sexy 6.
We're going to see how the season goes.
So from, is this your clubhouse here? Because it's very cute.
Yeah, I mean, we got kids and everything, and like all sorts of.
So this is from the AGM of the Miami Tridents. José Bermudez, president again for 2 years, and coach Oli, and I don't remember his last name again. Haya. Great name. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie. Really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Looking forward to it.
Okay. This guy had fun.
You gotta hire him. Hire!
Oh, damn, I actually do need some.
Thanks, Charlie.